All right, let's jump right into today's deep dive. We're tackling a topic that's truly reshaping how we think about health and medicine. GLP-1 receptor agonists. Now, for years, these medications have been known mostly for managing type 2 diabetes, helping with weight loss. But what if their impact goes, far beyond that? Our mission today is to really unpack the fascinating research you've shared. We want to explore how these GLP-1 RAs might actually influence something even bigger, your health span and maybe even your lifespan. Could these meds hold a key to adding not just years, but quality years to life?
It's pretty amazing stuff. What's truly fascinating here is how these compounds, they actually mimic a natural gut hormone. And they're proving to be like systemic modulators.
Systemic modulators. Okay, what does that mean exactly?
It means they influence these complex biological pathways across your entire body, impacting multiple organ systems, you see, not just focusing on one single thing like blood sugar.
Okay, right. Let's unpack this a bit more then. When we talk about living longer, we often hear two key terms, lifespan and health span. What's the critical distinction you need to understand between those two?
Good question. Lifespan is, well, it's simple, really. It's just the total number of years you live, full stop. But health span, and this is the crucial part, health span is the period of your life where you remain in genuinely good health, free from chronic diseases, able to function well. The real goal is to add life to those years, making sure those extra years are vibrant and functional.
Got it. Not just counting years, but making the years count.
Exactly.
So how do GLP-1 RAs fit into this? How are they helping extend those healthy, vibrant years?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, these GLP-1 RAs seem to offer profound multi-organ protection. Take cardiovascular health, for instance. They significantly cut the risk of heart attack, stroke, and even death from cardiovascular causes.
Wow.
Yeah, imagine a medication that doesn't just treat one condition, but some analyses show like a 12% reduction in overall mortality. We're potentially talking about adding almost 2 healthy years free from major heart events. That's game-changing stuff. And crucially, these seem to be direct benefits, not just a side effect of losing weight.
Direct benefits. Interesting. What else?
Another really significant area is renal health kidneys. Ozempic, for example, actually got FDA approval in January 2025 specifically to reduce the risk of kidney disease getting worse or even kidney failure. That's huge.
That is huge, yeah.
And it doesn't stop there. There's emerging research suggesting they might help mitigate neurodegenerative conditions, things like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, possibly by acting on pathways involving stuff like amyloid plaques in the brain.
Okay, so we've covered heart, kidneys, even potentially the brain. That's broad.
Yeah.
But does it go deeper? Beyond treating specific diseases, are they doing something like at a more fundamental level, maybe influencing the aging process itself?
That's the really exciting question, isn't it? How deep does this go? And the evidence suggests they might actually influence the fundamental hallmarks of aging at a cellular level.
The hallmarks of aging.
Okay, right. Think of these as the sort of underlying cellular damage and glitches that build up over time and drive aging. For instance, GLP-1s seem to reduce chronic inflammation, sometimes called inflammaging. This low-grade, constant inflammation contributes to tons of age-related diseases.
Inflammaging.
Yeah. They also seem to boost mitochondrial function, improving the energy factories in your cells, and they promote autophagy. That's basically your body's cellular recycling system, clearing out old junk. These are all really critical processes for keeping cells healthy as we get older.
That's truly remarkable, influencing aging at such a basic level. But it can't all be smooth sailing. What about the downsides? What should listeners know about side effects or practical issues?
Right. There are definitely considerations. The most common issues are gastrointestinal things like nausea, sometimes diarrhea. And that can really affect adherence, whether people actually stick with the medication. Discontinuation rates can be significant in that first year.
Okay, so GI issues, anything else?
Well, there are some emerging concerns about potential loss of muscle mass and maybe bone density, particularly if weight loss is very rapid, which really underlines the need for things like strength training and making sure you get enough protein alongside the medication. Oh, and some studies suggest maybe a higher risk for gallbladder problems, too.
Right, so lifestyle integration is key there.
Absolutely. And then there's the practical challenge.
Yeah.
The cost. These can be really expensive, potentially up to $16,000 a year. That obviously creates huge barriers to access and long-term use for a lot of people.
Yeah, cost is a major factor. Okay, so let's bring this deep dive full circle for you listening. GLP-1 RAs seem pretty monumental, impacting everything from your heart and kidneys right down to those core cellular processes of aging. potentially extending health span quite significantly.
Definitely impactful. But it really highlights the need for a personalized approach, too. These drugs work best, achieve optimal outcomes when they're part of a bigger plan, integrated with solid lifestyle interventions, diet, regular exercise, stress management, all that good stuff. It's about combining the power of this new medicine with, well, the power of self-care.
Makes sense. Okay, now here's something for you to mull over as we wrap up. Are these GLP-1 RAs primarily just really effective disease-modifying drugs, extending healthy life mainly by treating conditions like obesity and type 2 diabetes? Or are they perhaps true longevity drugs that fundamentally slow down the aging process, even in people who are otherwise healthy? That distinction, well, it carries some pretty profound ethical and societal questions for their future use, for cost, and really for how we even define healthy aging for everyone. Something to think about.